Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Fun Stuff Friday and this is a wonderful gift that I received from my Valentine, my husband. They are the Caran 120 Pablo colored pencil set, and it's so pretty. They are so nice. Of course, we will delve into them and color lots of pretty colors as soon as we do a swatch of these wonderful pencils. So without further ado, now this is a 120 set, and as I said before and have said for the past little while, the swatch will be a little bit slower than it normally is because for some reason my computer has decided that it does not like to speed things up. I am getting a new computer. That was my other Valentine's Day gift, but it's not all set up and ready to go yet. So bear with me and hopefully get through this swatch. It will be a little bit quicker than normal speed because that would take 2 hours. So it is sped up as fast as I could speed it up to. Grab your coffee, sit back, relax, enjoy the swatch. I will be right back. Bye-bye for now. Now that wasn't so bad, was it? So this is the 120 Pablo colored pencil set. They are the top quality, water-resistant colored pencils. These are made for artists. They are made for professionals. They are made for colorists. They are made out of Switzerland. They are Swiss made. And they are absolutely fantastic. I love the trays they come in. They come in these metal trays. I'm not going to dump anything out of there. And of course, I have gone through and put them in their color families the best I could. I tried to swatch them with the swatches from my swatch book. I've got a special swatch book that somebody sent me by Ruby Charm that has the Pablo swatch in it. Now, she has laid them out in number, not color family, and it drove me crazy. So we won't be doing that. The swatch I did do, of course, was a 120 swatch, and it is right here. And I've got them in color family. I'm going to switch you over to the other camera so that you can get a better look of this at this swatch. And of course the light is too high. So let's turn down the brightness a bit. I've got the light on in the living room, so it's glaring a bit because it is dark and cloudy here. And I didn't want it to be really dark on the paper. So let's turn down that brightness a bit. There we go. I think that's about the best that I'm going to get for that. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so we've got our light lemon yellow, cream, pale yellow. So we've got some really nice light yellows. And then we get into the brighter yellows, into the orangey yellows, and then of course into our oranges. And I'm going to actually zoom you out a little bit here because you're a little bit too far in, so that you can actually see the swatch because this is a big one. All right, so we've got our yellows into our oranges and into our reds. Now scarlet is an orangey red, so that's why that's up there. And then we go into our browns, and it has some great light browns, which is fantastic for doing sand and things like that. And then we go into our brown beiges and our dark browns, into our reddish browns, into our pinks, and then into our light pinks and our skin tones. And then of course into our purples. We've got our reds into our pinks, into our skin tones, into our purples. I lost where I was. Into our blues. And it's got a lot of really, really pretty blues, including one that's really, really light. And I really, really like that. Pale, pale blue. Into our turquoise and our sea colors. Into our light greens and into our seafoam kind of greens, into our regular greens, dark greens, into our medium greens, and into our light greens. And then of course into our ochre and our olive greens, and then into our grays. And it has some really great grays. It's got a wonderful ash gray, which is a really light gray, into our silver grays and medium grays, and then into our dark gray colors, and then of course into our two blacks. We've got an ivory black as well as a black. And the ivory black is really, really dark. It's really nice. into our whites. And then it also has 3 wonderful metallics as well, a silver, a gold, and a bronze. And I don't know if you can see the metallic in there, but it is in there. So those are our wonderful, wonderful swatches. Now, a little bit about the pencils. Let's go back over to the other one here. These are a hexagonal pencil. They are a 3.8 millimeter core. Of course, they are Swiss made. They do have a color name and a color number on the barrel. I'll switch you on over so you can see. So they've got the color name and the color number, as well as a light fast rating. They are, the Pablos are designed so that you know they're Pablos by the gold band around them. And like I said, they are just really, really pretty. They are a light resistant pencil. Like I said, they do have a light resistance rating on them. They are great for covering large areas, and of course are great on all sorts of medias. What else was I going to tell you about them? Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, and they are water resistant. So I don't know if I said that or not. An absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous set of pencils. The wood on them is cedar wood, which is really good. A good wood. Now, I have sharpened a few of these, and none of them seem to be out of center, which is another fantastic thing. You would expect. As you can see, it goes right around. There's a little bit of off-centering on this side, just a touch, but nothing worth writing home about. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to color with these. So let's move this over. I'm so excited. Let's see, what does it say on the back here? Any information that I've forgotten? Nope. All the information in all different languages on the back. So I'm going to move my mat over here because I need it to color on. And we're going to take our little pictures and we're going to color this wonderful little mushroom here. So we need some reds. So let's take a look at our color swatch. Let's try not to knock everything off my desk. So let's take a look at our color swatch, and I think we're going to use dark carmine, ruby, and some yellows and oranges and all different colors. So I need more room on my desk is what I need. I need to stop making such a mess. Okay, so we've got carmine, so dark carmine's here, right? Yes. So there's dark carmine, and then we have ruby red, and we're going to use scarlet as well. And then we're going to put this up here so that we don't knock it over. All right, so 3 wonderful, wonderful pencils, and we're going to sharpen the pencils. I know you guys are all wincing right now. I know you are. It's such a beautiful pencil, and I'm going to put it in a sharpener. And it sharpens beautifully. Look at that. So nice. Okay. So we're going to just do the edges in this dark red to put the shadows in. And my dog is snoring. Shiloh is snoring, guys. I hope you can't hear her because she is being kind of loud. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring that down lightly into the lighter area because I want to, of course, blend that together. I'm just going to do the same thing with this little one here. And just make sure that you bring that color down so that when you blend it together, you get a seamless blend. Otherwise, you're going to get what drives me crazy of a line that goes right across your blend. I'm going to turn the page here because I'm a page turner. I need it a little bit closer to my eyesight. Now, one thing that I have found today, especially, I don't know why, it's especially prominent today, and with these pencils especially, when you sharpen these ones to a really, really tight point like I have, really, really fine point, I should say, yeah, don't get the same amount of coverage in as quick of a time. I think it's just because I'm trying to rush, because I don't normally rush. But I'm trying to beat the internet. My internet keeps on going in and out, and I'm trying to get the videos all done before the internet goes out again. And I need to slow down and just relax. If it goes out, it goes out. Not a big deal, right? All right. So we've got our dark red down. Now we're going to take our medium red and we're going to sharpen it. I know. And just go in to that little area that we drug it out from, and we're just going to blend it together. And we're just going to color the outer edges of the mushroom with this medium color. And like I said, we're just going to go in and make sure that we get into those dark edges that we've brought out so that we can blend those all into one color. And there we go. I'm just going to go around the bottom here. Now the next part's a little bit more tricky after we finish this one here. And I'm not going to cover the whole edging of this one with this lighter color, just a bit of it, because I'm going to add some yellows. So we're going to take our lemon yellow and we're going to sharpen it. Oh no. It's a tragic thing, isn't it? All right, so we've got this one sharpened and we're just going to go around the window with some yellow, to show that the light is coming through the window. And we're going to give a couple of little orange spots because it is a mushroom. And of course, as mushrooms are, they have white spots too. All right, so we've added the yellow for the window. Let's bring that out a little bit. Make it a happy window. Now we're going to take the lightest of the colors and we're going to sharpen it. Stop crying. I know I'm whimpering too. It's okay. Then we're just going to go around and we're just going to fill in all the areas. Make sure you get all that white spot covered. It's okay if you go over some of the yellow, but leave enough of it to show that it's light coming out of that window. And we almost have our mushroom covered. These just lay down so beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous pencils. Not bad for a wax pencil. Actually, I'm not sure if they're wax or if they're a wax oil blend with more oil than wax by the feel of it, because it is holding its point really, really well. And it's blending so nice. I have a feeling it may be a oil, but I'm not positive, and it doesn't say on the website. I looked. But by the feel of it, it feels very, very oilish. Now I'm just going to go and come down a little bit off of here with a bit of the red. And then I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to fill in this window and around this window with that yellow. And then I'm going to grab the sandy color. So I want ochre. I said it right. You guys cannot yell at me today. They don't yell at me. They laugh at me because I never say ochre right. I always call it okra. I know okra is a plant. Ochre is a color. I know. Now I'm just going to go up into the red and into that yellow with this ochre color and bring it down. Boy, do these ever blend. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Add a bit to this mushroom over here. And we'll color under here with it too. Just absolutely fantastic pencils. I know I've said that a few times, haven't I? They're so pretty. Just going to blend that down a little bit more. There we go. Now we're going to do I think this brown for the door. And what color is this? This is russet, sanguine russet. Just make it stand out there. Now we're going to go into the greens. And let's do some leaves. So let's see, what green do we need? We need grass and empire, I think. And there's empire, and grass I think is right here. Nope, that's yellow. Grass is before yellow. And again, we're going to sharpen them. I know. And we're just going to put a little tiny bit of the dark in there for our leaves. And our stems for our flowers. And there we go. Now we're going to take our grass green. And I don't know why it's showing the dark greens as almost black grays, but it is. We're going to take our grass green and we're just going to go in and brighten those up. Okay. And they're so pretty. Now we're just going to go back over, give a little bit more dark green to them. There we go. Now, of course, I've got light behind me, but I've also got light in front of me, so it's catching shadows everywhere. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit. Let's zoom you in a bit so you can actually see what's going on the page. There we go. Now, as you can see, I have left some white spot, and I did that on purpose because I want to try the blender on it and see if we can blend that out, or if we require more color. Of course, we always require more color. So now I'm going to use light purple and rose pink, I think. Just have to find it. It's raspberry. That's rose pink and then light purple. Okay, so as you can see, there are two very different colors on the barrel. And we're going to go with our dark first. And then we're going to blend in with our light. So we're going to do a dark area here. And I'm just going to draw that out a little bit. And of course the train is coming by, so you guys get to hear its whistle. And hopefully it doesn't bother you too much, because I have no control over it. All right, so we've got the light purple down. Now we're going to take the light pink, or the rose pink, and it's a dark, dusty kind of pink color. And the reason why I chose it is because it's a little bit darker in tone than the light purple. So it would stand out quite well against that purple. And if any of you have colored this page from Joanna Bashford's Flourish book, you know these pictures are very, very tiny. So if I miss any spots, it's because I can't see them. But there's our pretty little flowers. So I'm going to put this back and put, I think it's this one. Nope. Yeah, I think this one goes, no. Which one goes there? Yeah, this one. And then we're going to grab our silver and our black. I'm going to use the ivory black under the silver. And I want this in a very, very, very sharp point, because I'm just going to use just a little bit for the shadow area. And then we're going to use our silver. And we're going right over top of that black and bringing it in to the silver color. Now we're going to take our indigo. Let's see if I can find indigo. It should be right here. That's Prussian. There's indigo. And we're going to just put some shadows on the mushroom. And then we're going to do the curtains. Give it a bit of shadow. Don't need a whole lot of shadow under here because of that little light. But this one here doesn't have a light, so it needs a little bit more shadow. Okay. Then we're going to take our yellow and we're going to color in the window, because we want light to show through the window. And then we're going to take this lovely blue-green color, And we're just going to color in the window shading. So the drapes or curtains or whatever you want to call them, with that pretty light blue-green color. And then we're going to use, of course, I didn't look at the color, I just looked at the one that I wanted. It's probably jade. Yeah, because this is opaline. And opaline is right before the jade. It's got some really unique color names. Nothing like Black Widows or anything like that, but okay. So there is our cute little mushrooms. Now we're going to take this light blue color and we're going to see what it can do for the sky. Because I want to see what it'll do, what color it'll show. If it'll show a really light blue or if it'll show a gray blue. And it looks like it's just a really, really light blue, which is really nice. Especially when you're doing skylines. You want that one really light area. Now I am pressing a little bit hard just to get a feel for the pencil and to see basically what it'll take. And it's taking a heavy hand pretty good. You don't need to use a heavy hand on these pencils. But if you are heavy-handed, because sometimes I am, sometimes I just don't seem to have as much control over my pressure sensors sometimes as I should. So as you can see, it is a very, very, very pale blue. Okay, so now I have my Caran full blender, and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to blend this all together. Now, of course, you don't need to use a blender if you don't feel if you feel that the pencils have done the job. And as I said, I didn't put down a lot of layers. I left the white spot just to see if I could eliminate it with the blender. And eliminate it I have. The blender does very, very nicely. The one thing I really like about this blender, and I have not found it with any other blender, is this blender doesn't seem to pick up very much color at all. You know, there's some, but it's not coated in it. So if you forget to wipe it off and you move on to a lighter area, sometimes you're just not going to have that color transfer like you do with some blenders, which is wonderful to me. I think that's fantastic. But as you can see, I'm going from one area to the next very quickly, eliminating any and all white spot without a lot of effort, which is fantastic. And it's blending those lines together and everything else, which is great. As well as brightening up the colors. I call this blender my bright stick because it goes through and I brighten all the colors up together with it. And I'm just going to go around and do the light blue. And spread that color out a little bit because I did a little bit of both, a little bit of heavy hand and a little bit of shading to see how much of that color I could spread around. And how much white spot I can eliminate with going over it with the blender. And it seems that I can pretty much eliminate all of it, which is fantastic. And I'm able to move the color from a deep area where I've used a heavy hand into a lighter area that I've shaded into. And of course, I haven't used a lot of color here, so it is wearing the blender down a little bit from the tooth of the paper. So we have a little bit there that we need to brush off, but it just brushes right off. It looks like I went into a bit of the chimney color here, but that's not a big deal. So we've colored this wonderful little picture using reds and yellows and blues and greens and pinks and silvers and purples. So we've used quite a few of the different families in the set, and all of them, oh, and some blacks, all of them do absolutely wonderfully. The color variation in this set is fantastic. The way that the colors lay down is absolutely wonderful. And even with sharpening them and using them, I'm going to show you. As you can see, the tip of my sharpened area isn't much shorter than the other pencils. So that is wonderful. Let's see if I can turn the light on without blinding you. So as you can see, they're very close to the same length, even though I have sharpened it. Yes, the wood is shorter, but the lead of the pencil, the usable lead of the pencil, is still just as long as the other pencils. So it hasn't diminished them at all from sharpening them. It's just thinner. It's just because I've got a thinner point on it now. So I will probably end up putting these in a bag because I find it easier to access things that way. But you don't need to. With these wonderful trays and this box, you really don't need to move them out of this box. Like I said, the trays are fantastic. They are very, very sturdy. They're metal. You can take the whole tray out, and same with this tray. This tray has these fantastic little handles on it so that when you do put it in there, it's easy to pull out. The only one that doesn't have a metal tray is the bottom tray, and it's in its flimsy little plastic tray. But it's in the bottom, so it's got the big tray. So it's not a big deal. Of course, I am ecstatic that my husband thought of me this Valentine's Day with these wonderful, wonderful pencils. I'm one of those strange wives that would prefer to have something usable instead of jewelry or flowers or candy. Um, and he has definitely nailed what I would like down to a T. Um, and I thank him so much. And they're just absolutely gorgeous pencils. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I thank you all very much for joining me, and I do apologize one more time, and this will be the last time, I promise, for the internet outages of this week. Hopefully they won't continue, and we will go back to our regular schedule on Monday. I am going to skip the Saturday color and chat this week, only because I need to get the house back up and running, go through and answer all the emails that I've missed this week, as well as get my new computer set up so that I can run videos. I will, of course, leave the link to these wonderful pencils in the About section below. Of course, that link will be an affiliate link. So every time that you click on an affiliate link and purchase the product, or that sort of thing from that link, the channel gets a couple of pennies from that purchase. Of course, this is at absolutely no expense to you. So please, please, please click the affiliate link when you want to take a look at the pencils or if you want to purchase the pencils. It does help out a lot. Of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and leave me a comment. The like button shows me that you enjoy the video and makes me feel good. Leave me a comment so that I can correspond with you. You know, if anything that you want to see or anything like that, I will be doing some coloring with these pencils fairly soon. I think the next Saturday color and chat, not this coming Saturday, but the one after, we'll be using these pencils. Oh, of course, if you want to join us over on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group. It is the same name as the channel, and I will, of course, leave you a link in the About section below, which, of course, just fill out the application form and one of my admins or myself will get you in as quickly as possible. And as for the Facebook group, I want to put out a huge, huge shout out to my admin team over on the Facebook group who have taken care of the group for the past week. Penny, Davissa, and Larissa, I thank you both. Thank you all so much for everything that you do for me and for the group and for our members. It is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And for all of you who waited and stuck by and joined the channel in this past week of no videos, thank you all so much for joining me and for being so patient with me. And of course, last but not least of all, is always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thank you all so much for joining me. You have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye for now.